Hey friends, welcome to the School of Hard Knocks with Darcie, a place where we become unstuck from trauma and grounded in our healing. I'm your host, Darcie, and I'm a proud multi-graduate of the School of Hard Knocks. Life has a way of teaching us lessons we never asked for, but here we take those lessons and turn them into healing, strength, and self-leadership. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in.
Just a quick reminder. This podcast shares personal stories and lived experiences. It's not therapy. It's not counseling or legal advice. If you need professional help, please reach out to a licensed provider. Hey, School of Hard Knocks. Welcome back. Class is in session. I am here with my Rebuild Season in Blooming series, and we are joined today by Apostle Veryl Howard. Welcome to the School of Hard Knocks.
Thank you so much, Darcie. I am so excited about this interview because Lord knows I've been through some hard knocks.
Well, I am very excited to hear all about your life. Take me back. Tell me all about Apostle Veryl Howard.
Well, first of all, I like to let everybody know I'm a servant of God. I love God's people, and I'm trying to be there as much as I can to bring them into the kingdom of God. I was born crippled. If we're going to go way, way back, and the doctors told my parents, listen, you need to operate on that young lady or she will be in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. Both of my legs were turned backwards. So my parents took all the money they had so I could have operations and so my legs could go straight. So then my mama had the wonderful idea to put me in tap, ballet, jazz, karate, horseback riding, and even Hawaiian dance. I can stick dance. And so as a result of that, I became very interested in the arts because I was always around the arts. And so from a very young child, I wanted to be an actress. And my parents said, you're going to go to school and get as many degrees as you can. And so in addition to my legs turning the opposite direction, I had eyes that were going in the wrong direction. And so I became interested in the field of optometry and ophthalmology. And I went to school to be an eye doctor. And somewhere along the line, God called me out of medicine into ministry. So it's just amazing this journey I have been on. And the funny thing is, my eye doctor, when I was a little girl, who prescribed bifocals for me at about the age of 10, I was young. He left me his practice. And so he and my parents, they were so disappointed when I decided that God was calling me into something else. And I had to stand firm to adhere to whatever it was that God wanted me to do. And then here we are, fast forward, minister, pastor, apostle, doctor, whoever could have imagined that I would have ended up right here today.
God. That's who imagined it, God himself. Because, I say this all the time. I had no idea I was ever going to be a podcast host or an NLP practitioner. These were not things that I thought, but through the hard things that I've gone through in my life, God has brought me here to this moment, and it's helped me help other people heal, but it's helped me to heal even further than what I could have even have thought. I mean, I used to say, I'm living in days that I had prayed for. And now I'm actually living in days I couldn't have even prayed for because I didn't even know they existed.
Wow.
It has been such a beautiful walk and a journey in my life. So tell me all about all the things that you do.
Oh, there's a lot. I have a company called Faith Management and Talent, and we represent national recording gospel artists as well as film producers, actors. And in addition to that, we do branding, we do marketing, we put together tours, and also we do publicity. And then I'm an author. I've been blessed to be a part of about 8 books, and also a film producer and an actress. actress. I mean, I got a lot going on. And then recently, this past year, I was presented in Vienna, Austria as a global peace ambassador to the United Nations, which consists of 193 countries. So I tell
Wow.
everybody I'm a Jamaican man. So I got a bunch of jobs.
That's so funny because I tell everybody I'm a charcuterie board because I have so many different parts that are going on at the same time. That's incredible. I really like how you, although it was hard, you made the decision to pivot away from what you were doing as far as being in the medical field, even though there were people who weren't so happy about it. Tell me a little bit about what that was like for you emotionally and mentally.
It was very tough for me for a couple of reasons. My dad went to dental school, and while I was in school, he got very sick. He became a bilateral amputee. And simultaneously, while I was in school, I became a licensed corneal transplant technician and also a licensed paleontologist. And when my dad got sick, I had to help my mom care for my dad. Inadvertently, part of the hard knocks is or was he was operated on and they amputated his legs. They cut him 6 times until they took his hips out of his body.
Oh boy.
And I carried him on my back before he passed. So the Lord was calling me more so at that time into ministry, and I didn't even know it. So somewhere along the line, I got saved. And that's when God said, the trajectory of what I would have for you to do is to fulfill your purpose. Now, you may have thought it was in medicine. You may have thought it was with all those degrees you got. He said, but I have need of you in the kingdom of God globally. So I shifted.
How was your experience taking care of your father?
It was pretty tough because he had to be cared for up until he was able to heal from the operation. And once he healed, my dad went to work every day. And he learned how to walk on his arms. And he had a body cast that we used to snap him into and take him out of. And so he said one day, I don't want to look like a freak of nature. So he said, I'm not going to use his body cast no more. So he started working every day on his own without his body cast. And so I watched him triumphantly still work, still provide, still take care of the family, and have no legs, no hips doing it. So that was part of one of my hard knock stories.
I asked that because it's something that was a little bit relatable to me. My dad survived a workplace shooting in 2019 that
Hmm.
left him with a traumatic brain injury. After he spent 2 years in brain rehab, he actually came home to myself and my husband, and we took care of him for 3 years and 8 months. He was fully disabled. He was mentally still there, but he unfortunately passed away here in our home 7 months ago. So
My
I know
God.
for me, taking care of my dad was a humble honor that I got to do, and I wear that very proudly. It was a very hard knock for me, but I was very proud to be able to do that.
Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's kind of the hard knocks that God puts us through sometimes. And the last 7 months of grief, as hard as they've been, God has not just opened doors for me, He's opened floodgates. And it's been a very beautiful healing experience with opportunity upon opportunity. And I just envision, I said to my dad the other day to his urn, I said, Dad, are you and God having great conversations about how to continue to bless me? Because I cannot believe the things that are coming my way. It has just been just a very beautiful thing. So I love the stories of people who have had to go through that, because it's a humble honor to be able to help our parents in that situation. So many
Yes.
different exciting things are going on for you now. You recently, you said, got to become in another country, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me about
Yes.
that.
Oh my God. The Lord had told me years ago I was going to be an ambassador. I pretty much forgot about it. It was in prayer because I thought this is impossible. It becomes an ambassador. And so when the Lord brought it up again and I was selected, I was just blown away. I had to go through training. I had to do criminal background check. I had to learn what His excellency is, her excellency is, what side of the car to sit on, what side of the car not to sit on, and almost like British protocol,
Mm.
where they have kings and queens. And so it was a very interesting learning process. And so of last year, I was presented once my criminal background check came back okay, clean. And I was presented in Austria, Vienna, and it's a global peace ambassador. So my philanthropy work is geared around exhibiting peace, helping other countries that are in need, helping people in the USA that are in need, dire need, more like a philanthropy type of work. And so the gentleman, Philip Finn, His Excellency Philip Finn, told me that I received the highest possible ambassadorship that they give out as a global
Wow.
peace ambassador. So it was very humbling, to say the least, because I thought it was not going to happen. But God said something else.
I love that. Well, now you're in this beautiful spot in your life, and your family and some of maybe the naysayers from back in the day that weren't so happy to see you leave what you were doing. How do they all feel about all of these incredible things that you've been able to accomplish now?
Well, they kind of look at me and say they knew it was going to happen.
Knew you were going to make it. Your family knew you were going to make it. So that's awesome. So tell me now, what's the big picture here with everything that you have going on? What is the ultimate outcome that you're looking for?
At the end of the day, I know that my gifts are making room for me. Like my book that I shared with you, God, Please Wake Up My Adam, He is in a coma. And also the movie that I produced called I Am She, She is Her, which just came out at the same time as the book. I know that these gifts are allowing me an opportunity to get before the masses and talk to people about the Lord. God is opening up the door for me to be able to minister as a result of trusting Him and doing these things that looked impossible, and also doing them at a time where it was rough for me, because when my mom passed, I was my mother's caregiver, and for 7 years. And so she was my professional editor of all my books, everything. I ran everything by her. And when she passed, I had told God, I'm done. I'm not doing nothing. I checked out. No more books, no more writing, trying to write scripts. And so I put everything in storage. And some of it is still in storage to this day because I moved out of her house and some of my stuff is still in storage. And so God had told me in the wee hours of the night, I was praying for single people as I do, and marriages, because it's such a spirit of delay, an attack. It's bad when, there's no loyalty. People don't even care about getting married anymore. And so when I was praying, the Lord told me I had to do this book. And it kind of broke the chains that were holding me back from being able to write for me ever again. And He was like, how dare you shut your life down? How dare you? I literally, Darcie, wanted to check out. I was done because I was with my mother when she passed. And I had a Elijah experience. The mantle fell on me and God defined her to me. And I was like, Lord, this is too much for me to carry, to bear. It was just too much. And then I had a breakdown one day when I realized the umbilical cord that I was once connected with was no longer walking the face of the earth. And so it was so tough for me. But God said, I'm mandating you to write it because you're going to help get some single people free. You're going to bring some hope to people. You're going to encourage some people who gave up on the promises of God. Also, you're going to teach people how to pray for their mates. And then also, married people need to understand the spirits that are trying to keep single people from getting married, because God told me those were the same things that attack marriages. So here
Well,
we
I
go.
definitely need to shout myself and my husband out then, because we've been married for 21 years and together for 27. With
That's unheard of.
all of the hard things that we've gone through, all of the hard knocks, and we're like, nope, we're not giving up, and we're just not going to do it. I knew I wanted to be like my grandparents, like one and done. We're making it through anything that comes our way. So yes, that is so great. Well, I love everything you're doing. I love your
Thank you.
personality and your light and all of the amazing things that you're putting out there for everybody. There's so many people that are going to benefit from that. If people want to find you or reach you, where can they find you?
Well, first of all, I want them to find my book on Amazon.
Yes.
God, please wake up my Adam. He is in a coma, and it's based on Genesis 2:18 as to why God even created the woman. And then also my movie, which is called I Am She, She is Her, and that's on Tubi. And that's about women being midwives to each other, not tearing each other down, not sabotaging each other, not speaking against each other, gossiping, not gatekeeping each other, but really being our sister's keeper. And that's where they can find me in my work. But I'm trying to brand myself Darcie, so everything is under Apostle Veryl Howard. All my socials are Apostle Veryl Howard, and my webpage is VerylHowardMinistries.net.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you being here with us today. Thank you so much for sharing your light. I'm so thankful for that.
Thank you, Darcie. And I appreciate you for waiting for me because we were running over a little bit longer, but I wasn't going to miss this interview. I don't take it lightly that you opened up your platform and that I had the chance to even talk to you. So I thank you for being patient for me to come. And the director was like, listen, I have an actress that needs to go do an interview. So y'all need to do this quick. She was counting down. She was like, 10 minutes. Hey, she put the pressure on them to make sure I came over here. So thank you again. I appreciate it. And let me know when it's going to come out so I can push it, let people know the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, School of Hard Knocks, you know what to do. As soon as this interview is over, go and find Apostle Veryl on the socials everywhere. Like, love, follow, subscribe, share, comment. Just do all of the things, because there's more than enough room at the top of the mountain for all of us. And as always, when you are walking with the Lord, healing is always possible. I'll see you guys in the
Yes.
next episode. I'd like to thank you for sharing your time with me today. And I'm so proud of you for stepping into your healing journey. Please share this with every single person that you know. I'm here to make the biggest impact possible, and I can only do that with you by my side. I hope you hit that follow button and you save me to your library so you never miss an episode. We just took another break out of your wall, and remember, with God, healing is always possible. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.